According to a new study by Curtin University, a study reveals the threat of catastrophic supervolcano eruptions are still ever present. Curtin scientists are part of an international research team that studied an ancient supervolcano in Indonesia. They found that such volcanoes remain active and hazardous for thousands of years after a supereruption, prompting the need for a rethink of how these potentially catastrophic events are predicted. Now, of course, this supervolcano in Indonesia is on the Ring of Fire. We have plenty of Ring of Fire and the hotspot in the Pacific Ocean, Kilauea, going off now. And in the past week, two Japanese volcanoes, Sakurajima and Aoto, have erupted as well. And La Palma is, of course, erupting, and they don't know when that's going to end. Many volcanoes are erupting worldwide. Now, Associate Professor Martin Danisic, lead Australian author from the John de Leiter Centre based at Curtin University, said, supervolcanoes often erupted several times with intervals of tens of thousands of years between the big eruptions, but it's not known what happened during the dormant periods. Of course, we weren't around at that time. The few humans that were around about 27,500 years ago, when the supervolcano of Taupo, North Island, New Zealand went off, only left about 2,000 couples worldwide, according to what anthropologists calculated. So that was basically an extinction level event, that supervolcano. That was the last one to go off 27,500 years ago. Now, the scientists at Curtin University said gaining an understanding of those lengthy dormant periods will determine what we look for in young active supervolcanoes to help us predict future eruptions. This is what Associate Professor Danisic said. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box. Super eruptions, he said, are among the most catastrophic events in Earth's history, venting tremendous amounts of magma almost instantaneously. They can impact global climate to the point of tipping the Earth into a volcanic winter, which is an abnormally cold period that may result in widespread famine and population disruption. Learning how supervolcanoes work is important for understanding the future threat of an inevitable supereruption, which happens about once every 17,000 years. So the one that took place in Taupo, North Island, New Zealand, 27,500 years ago, and obviously we're about 10,000 years overdue. Now, for a supereruption. Now, Associate Professor Danisic said the team is investigating the fate of magma left behind after the Toba supereruption 75,000 years ago, using the mineral feldspar and zircon, which contain independent records of time based on the accumulation of gases argon and helium as time capsules in the volcanic rocks. He said using these geochronological data, statistical inference, and thermal modeling, we showed that magma continued to ooze out within the caldera or deep depression created by the eruption of magma for 5,000 to 13,000 years after the supereruption. And then the carapace of solidified leftover magma was pushed upward like a giant turtle shell. This is what Associate Professor Danisic explained. He says the findings challenge existing knowledge and studying of eruptions, which normally involves looking for liquid magma under a volcano to assess future hazard. We must now consider that eruptions can occur even if no liquid magma is found underneath a volcano. The concept of what is eruptible needs to be re-evaluated. Now, while a supereruption can be regionally and globally impactful, and recovery may take decades or even centuries, our results show the hazard is not over with a supereruption, and the threat of further hazards exists for many thousands of years after. Learning when and how eruptible magma accumulates and in what state the magma is in before and after such eruptions is critical for understanding supervolcanoes. The study was led by researchers from Oregon State University and co-authored by researchers from Heidelberg University, the Geological Agency of Indonesia, and by Dr. Jack Gillespie from Curtin School of Earth and Planetary Sciences and the Institute for Geoscience Research, TIGER, Curtin Flagship Earth Science Research Institute. This is from Curtin University on phys.org. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support.